I'm not usually super into the extra or ultra lightweight basketball shoes that are out there on the market. Ever since the original Adidas Crazy Light, I haven't been a huge fan of them. However, I can't even lie, these right here, they feel awesome and I am super excited to play in these. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these potential bad boys right here. This is the Li-Ning UltraLight 2025. They are a little reminiscent, at least in my opinion, the overall shape of the Nike GT Cuts, the GT Cut 3. It's mostly the midsole sculpt in the back right there, very reminiscent of that. However, they don't feel like that shoe whatsoever, which I think is very interesting. And on top of that, they are touted as being one of the lightest weight shoes on the market right now. And I took out the stuffing, insoles in there, so all we have is the shoe, and they come in at about 9 ounces, which is crazy. Now I will say that the price, at least the price that I've been seeing, is quite expensive on these guys, so this is really for people that want to try out something completely different, and again, stay within that ultra lightweight aspect of performance, something that I think is an overrated feature. I feel like super lightweight shoes is just like unnecessary, at least for the normal athlete. I understand that milliseconds can matter when it comes to professional players. They get paid millions of dollars to do a very specific job. I understand that aspect, but as far as like the product being placed on your or my feet, the milliseconds don't really matter that much. We are regular average people. We are not super athletes. But I can't deny the fun factor of playing in something ultra lightweight or having something on your feet that is ultra lightweight. But again, they're very expensive, so I think in that sense it might be a massive miss for some people unless you're really looking to like try the latest and greatest of whatever Li-Ning happens to offer at this moment. I did grab these from Kick's Own. They are a reliable online shop, so if you're unfamiliar with the online landscape of where to buy stuff like this, they are one of the authentic sellers of product like this, like Chinese branded products. Now, with this being a super lightweight shoe, they actually didn't pull any punches in terms of what's offered in them, which I find to be really weird. Usually when you see something like that from major brands, it's because they've really like stripped down everything, and that does usually include the rubber. This, on the other hand, still features their premium rubber compound on the outsole. It's that tough OS stuff. This stuff looks like and feels like it'll be great for both indoors and outdoors. The outsole is decoupled, so it's not connected from heel to toe. There is that massive break right there where you see the torsion plate. A torsion plate, by the way, that is super needed in something this lightweight. Like, I'm surprised at how firm these guys are despite them being so light in hand and on foot. Another aspect where you typically see a slight downgrade when we're talking about super lightweight shoes in the basketball spectrum is in the cushion department. Usually they'll strip down things like cushion because they add weight. This is different. Again, they're putting in like almost everything. While it's not boom cushion, on the midsole it says super boom, so I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, because when I read the item description on websites, it says that the midsole that they're using is a combination between light foam and bang technology. So I'm assuming that the exterior portion is the light foam, that's going to be the carrier, and again, it's very lightweight. It feels, I don't know how to explain it, just feels light, which I know sounds stupid because, you know. But in terms of a description, like the way that it feels in hand, it almost feels like styrofoam, even though it's not styrofoam. It doesn't feel like a super critical, like real porous type of foam. It still feels solid like an EVA, but it's just definitely super lightweight. It's really interesting. It's not dense or anything like that. It feels cloud-like. Whereas what I assume is the bang technology, which I don't even know if I'm saying that properly, but they depict that on the outsole right here where you see that little cutout, you see the white foam underneath. That's the pad of additional foam. And then if I look inside of the shoe with the insole out, you can also see that there where you see where it stops, or technically starts right there at the toe, and then where it starts and stops right here at the heel, and then you just have the ultra light foam right there. And one of the best aspects is that besides me just pulling everything apart and confirming that that's what's there, the brand actually has full-on descriptions, including visuals that show you exactly what's in the shoe. So I really love how transparent the brand is being about exactly what's in the shoe, which I think is needed when you're trying to sell product to people, especially people that are unfamiliar with your product, because you're trying to show them what the other guys won't. You're showing them exactly what's inside the shoe, why it's supposed to benefit them, and why you think that they should buy it and try it. And sitting atop all that foam is actually this insole right here. The shape of the insole is fairly basic. I'll say that it's not impressive whatsoever. The material, though, it does feel like it is this foam. So I think that that's interesting, is that technically there would be a dual layer of this stuff in there. Now, how does it feel on and underfoot? That's the part that gets me really excited. Like, again, usually with lightweight shoes, it feels like they're lacking in support and a lot of times cushion and things like that, and these don't feel like that. These feel ultra responsive, but also extra snappy. That torsion plate that's in there also extends a little bit into the forefoot, so there's lots of just like, feels like a running shoe almost, you know what I mean? Like those running shoes that make you feel like you're about to spring into action. This feels similar to that, which again, makes me just excited to try them out. Whether or not they'll be great, I don't know yet, but that's the thing that makes shoes so much fun, like is grabbing something different and just being like, yo, what else is out there? This feels like it could be like one of those shoes, like maybe they cracked the code to making a ultra lightweight shoe that doesn't lack in any areas. They also tout that the material that they use within the midsole is supposed to give you an energy return rate of 89%. What that actually means, I couldn't tell you because it just sounds like marketing jargon. But again, the way that they feel on foot is how I will assess them, and they feel like they could be awesome. So I'm just really excited to see how they do. And then right here at the midsole, there's actually this extra TPU panel right there. So not only are you sitting within the midsole itself, but they're also caging you with an extra layer. So again, it does not feel like the Crazy Light. The Crazy Light was an experience in and of itself. Yes, it was kind of like fun for the time, but man, did I roll the shit out of my ankles in those shoes. That upper was just too soft. You were sitting on a platform that was too high. You weren't sitting in the platform, you know what I'm saying? Like this seems to have taken all the mistakes that all these other brands have made over the years and just tweaked them a little bit. Like if we're gonna turn the shoe around to this medial side right here and you're looking at this split right there, this is how far off the ground you are, roughly a half an inch. So you're really low in there, you're sitting or cradled inside this midsole. It feels like it's gonna be dope. Fingers crossed that it actually is. The upper is where they really did like strip things down. This is the part that really does remind me of all of the Adidas Crazy Light stuff. It doesn't feel like it's been done in a bad way though, where it's modern material. So it's not like soft felt or anything like that. It's actually that hot melt TPU plastic. And then they've sandwiched what they're calling boom fiber in between all of that stuff. And most of the time they're gonna like make those zones breathable, which they didn't do here. They're actually sandwiching that stuff within the TPU to make the TPU itself stronger. So if you would think like fly wire, or at least fly wire like from this generation where they're inside of plastic, that's kind of what this concept feels like. I will say though that they did completely release the toe area. It's fully see-through in this little section right there. So that's where all of the ventilation is gonna come from. All the heat from your feet is gonna escape right there. I think that's actually a slick move because they've surrounded that zone with protection and with thicker material that's going to be structured and supportive. So it's just a really cool setup. I honestly am surprised that this hasn't happened sooner. And again, the tongue, much like the upper, is where they strip things down. This one though, they don't feel like they're gonna like have that massive lace pressure that we get on the top of our feet. We got a lot of nerves and things like that right there. And a lot of times if you tighten your shoes too tight, it'll pinch those and you get dead legs. These actually have strategic zones of padding in there. So I'm hoping that these you're gonna be able to like cinch them up so that you feel comfortable, because I think that's one of the downsides to having something so light on your feet if you're not used to it, is that your initial response is to tie them tighter. Hopefully that's not going to affect things. The one weak area will definitely be this back section. The heel counter feels like it could be more substantial than what it actually is. Again, you're sitting within that midsole a little bit, so maybe those two things will kind of counterbalance all of that stuff and make it a non-issue. But I think for larger players, I think something sturdier back there would be beneficial. Speaking of larger players, he's larger than me, but maybe not large in terms of NBA. But these have been seen on the feet of Fred VanVleet. So if he likes them and he's getting down on them, then maybe all of us regular folks will too. As far as their fit is concerned, I would go true to size. I think that they fit perfect, especially if you wear slightly thicker socks, like our co-branded WearTesters and SPO socks. We do have new colors coming, by the way, so stay tuned for that. But those socks are super thick, so wearing them with something like this with a thin upper is perfect because it doesn't feel like you got any extra space or dead space within the shoe. So true to size for most, and I think that you'll be good to go. Now, with all of that being said, what happens to be today's question of the day? Which country would you like to visit that you've never been to? Well, the only country that I've been to is the Philippines, like besides where I live, you know what I mean? I haven't even made it to all states. That's something that I'd like to do maybe first. However, I do think that going abroad is fun because I like seeing other cultures and stuff like that. I would just really like to kind of go everywhere if I could afford it, which I can't, but like if I could, I think that it would be awesome to go to Japan and check that out, even though it sounds kind of scary because you're on a little island, which I know is the Philippines too, but there's like crazy earthquakes and tsunamis and shit like that, and like I just wouldn't want to be there during a natural disaster. But then I also want to go up to Canada, but not during the winter. They get lots of snow up there, and that'd be And I also would just like to go to China. China sounds fun. Their culture there is so vast and spans like thousands of years, and I just think it's really cool. I also would like to go to Israel and just go and see where everything started. Just be in like a space where essentially ancient humans have roamed. I would just like to learn about all of these different cultures, like firsthand, like experience their food and the people and stuff like that. I think that it would be cool. Do you have anywhere that you would want to go?
Out of the country, I'd like to go to Greece.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
But why?
Because of Mamma Mia.
Oh, come on.
I want to go there so bad.
That's such a weird reason.
I don't care.
Because
It's
of a
my
movie?
reason. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is there?
It's so pretty.
Okay.
Their waters are so like.
I was gonna say, where is it where the canals are in between the, is that Italy?
Like Italy?
Yeah, like I think like that would be cool. I really just want to kind of eat everyone's food, which sounds like a big back thing, but like for real, like I just want to. But what about you guys? If you could go anywhere outside of your country, where would it be and why? Did I say that weird?
No.
Okay.
I just came up with a question of the day for the next time.
You're gonna boot their question?
Just because I think it's a good question. So.
You think it's better than their question. Damn, this is how she is, man. This is crazy. But with all that being said, sound off below and let us know what you think about the Li-Ning UltraLight 2025. Again, just over 9 ounces, which is insane. It was funny the way that they, like I was reading the item description and it's just like, it weighs less than a bottle of water. And like, I was like, okay. Like, I guess that's cool for reference, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was just one of those things where it's just like, nah, bro, this thing feels like it's as light as a feather. It's crazy. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you for spending your time with us. I know that you don't have to, but you're here. So again, I really appreciate it. It's not a Jordan or anything like that. So the fact that you are here really means a lot to us. You're what keeps this channel going. And we will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.